Welcome to Miss Corrigan's Year 8 Maths class, and today's lesson is for exercise 8i, which is factorising. Factorising is actually the opposite to what you were doing in the last exercise. It's the opposite to expanding. So instead of taking things out of brackets, you're actually putting them into brackets. To do this, you need to find a HCF of all the terms that you need to factorise. So what is the HCF? The HCF is the highest common factor. Remember that a factor is a number or a variable that fits into both expressions or both parts of your sum. So the first thing you need to do is find the highest common factor of the number parts. Let me give you an example. Let's look at the numbers 8 and 12. First thing I need to do is write down all the factors or all the numbers that fit into these numbers. So if we look at 8, we have 1 times 8, we have 2 times 4, just add on the last two, and I'm writing the numbers in order for a reason, which you'll see in a second. For 12, my factors or my numbers that fit into 12 are 1, because 1 times 12, 2 from 2 times 6, 3 times 4, then we've got the 6 and the 12 at the end. Okay, so there's all my factors for both sets of numbers. So now I'm going to go through and circle all the common factors, which are 1, 2, and 4. So can you see which one's the highest common factor? Well, it's 4. It's the number that's the highest that is common to both. Some questions will ask you to find the highest common factor of variable parts. These are the letters. Let me give you an example of how to do that using A, B, C, and A, C, D. This is actually easier than the number parts because all you have to do is look and see which letters are in both. So you can see that A is in both, you can see that C is in both. What this means is that my highest common factor is AC. Let's try it on some questions. I'm going to do question 1b first. Now question 1b asks you to find the highest common factor of 6 and 9. So what I need to do is I need to write both numbers and list any factors that fit into them. So into 6 we have 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. So I'll write all those numbers. And for 9 we have 1 times 9, 3 times 3, only write the 3 once, and there's the 9. Now I've got to go through and circle all the common factors that appear in both rows. So there's 1, and there's 3. Which is the highest one? It's the number 3. So the highest common factor is 3. But what if there's a pronumeral in one of them? For example, question F is 2x and 4. So I need to find a factor that fits into both of them. I don't have a pronumeral in both of them, I only have a pronumeral in one of them. So the highest common factor has to be between the numbers 2 and 4. So factors of 2 are 1 and 2, and factors of 4 are 1, 2, and 4. We've got 1 is common to both, 2 is common to both, 2 is the highest, so the highest common factor is 2. Let's try one that is a little more difficult. I'm going to have a go at question 2b. Now in question 2b you've got numbers and letters in both parts of your expression. So I've got 3 mn and 6 mp. So the first thing I need to do is I need to look at the numbers. So 3 and 6. What are factors that fit into 3 and what are factors that fit into 6? So in 3 I've only got 1 and 3 because it's a prime number. And in 6 I've got 1 times 6, 2 times 3. Let's go through and find the highest common factor. And we've got 1, we've got 3. So my highest common factor so far, I have a 3 that I can pull out of both expressions. Is there anything else that you can see that I might be able to pull out? Hopefully you've noticed that there's an m in both of them. So that means that the highest common factor is actually 3m. Okay, once you get to question 3, you have to actually start factorising the following. So you have to put it into brackets. When you do this, the highest common factor goes outside the brackets and whatever gets left over stays inside the brackets. So let's have a go at question 3b. So for question 3b, you've got the expression 2y plus 4. Hopefully straight away you can see that the highest common factor is 2. So what that means is that it goes outside the brackets. Now if we take 2 away from 2y, we're left with just y. And if we divide 4 by 2, it leaves 2. So the answer to that is 2y plus 2 in brackets. Let me show you how to do another question from question 3. I'll look at question 3n because it's got a negative value in it. Okay, so what we've got is we've got 3n, 14 minus 4b. Let's look at the highest common factors to those. I'm going to write it out the way I did before. So I've got 4 and 14. So factors that fit into 4 are 1, 2 times 2 and 4. And into 14 we always start the list with 1. We've got 2 times 7 and 14. So let's look at the highest common factors. You've got 1 and 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a 2 outside the brackets. How many times does 2 go into 14? It goes in 7 times. How many times does 2 go into 4b? It goes twice. So we have 2b. And that's our solution. Okay, I'll do one more question from exercise 8i before I let you try it yourself. And I'm going to look at question 4n, which is 12fg minus 16gh. Let's start by finding the factors of the numbers. So I've got 12 and I've got 16. So factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. Factors of 16 are 1, 2 for 2 times 8. You've got 4 times 4 and of course you've got the 16 itself. So I've written those in order so I can easily find the highest common factor. Common factors are 1, 2 and 4. So the highest common factor for the numbers is 4. So we're going to start by putting 4 outside the brackets. Now let's look at the letters. Are there any letters that are common to both? Yes, it's G. So I'm going to put a G outside the brackets as well. So if I put 4G outside the brackets, what I'm left with for the first part of it, 12fg, well 12 divided by 4 is 3, and then I have the f left over. Make sure I'm subtracting, because it's a subtraction in the original one. 16 divided by 4 is 4. Now I have a h left over. That's the final answer. Okay, so now you guys should be ready to go on and do exercise 8i, factorising. So I just want to wish you lots of good luck. And if you have any questions, of course you can review the video, or check your textbook, or ask me for help.